I am back with more romance manga recommendations today. I am getting fed, honestly. The past couple of weeks, I've been reading some really good romance mangas. I feel like I went through a period where I had such a lull with the romance I was reading. And the past couple of months, I'm finding all the goodies. They're thanks to like just research online, but also thanks to you guys. So I do really appreciate these recommendations. But today I'll be speaking about 7 new romance mangas I've started reading. We've got 1 shonen, 1 seinen, 2 joseis and 3 shoujos. And surprisingly, shoujo is the weakest category. As always, before we begin, disclaimers. I'm gonna be going off of the English title and I'll be going off English translated versions. So I might get the status and the volumes of the manga a bit incorrect. So if I do, just pop them down in the comments because we all want to know where the manga's at. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right into the video and we're going to start off with our shonen category, and the manga in that category is, what is it? Even If You Slip My Mouth. This is a combination of supernatural horror with romance and it is completed. There's 11 volumes and I'm on chapter 23, so I'm assuming that's around volume 2, but I could be wrong there. I'm freaking loving this. It took me a while to get into, I'm not gonna lie, but now, oh, it's so cute. I'm literally giggling and laughing at their lovely love story. So let me tell you about them. We follow Miroku, who is a cursed woman and she has a slit mouth. She's scary. Like, her main aim is to scare people. That's how she survives. But over the last couple of years, she's been hiding herself away, not being able to scare people, and like dimming down her appearance. So she sews her mouth up so she doesn't actually scare everyday people. And this is not a good thing because I think if she doesn't scare people for a long amount of time, she runs the risk of like becoming extinct. So she enters into this arranged marriage with the youngest member of the Sano family, and he is called, what is he called again? Kouichi. He is a 17-year-old high school student who is unfazed by our female lead's appearance. Like, he does not get scared of her and he is completely invested in this arranged marriage. Like, he's like, I really like you and I can't wait to marry you. Whereas she's like, whoa. I entered into this marriage, but I didn't realize you'd be a teenager and you're still young, you have your whole life ahead of you. I actually don't want to marry you. So they end up in this agreement where she has to try and scare him before his 18th birthday. And if she can scare him, the engagement's off. But if she can't scare him, then the engagement is on and they'll get married. I really have to push past the age gap here because she's this supernatural being. Who knows how old she is, but I'm feeling decades. It has to be. I'm getting over it because she's not pursuing him and she is like this supernatural being, like I just said. This is a real slow burn romance, but instantly you can tell there's tension and chemistry between these two. They really complement each other. Oh, they're so freaking cute. They're both a bit weird. They're both different. Obviously, she's this cursed being. He is a bit of an oddball as well. Like, he doesn't have many friends. Doesn't scare very easily. He's also very emotionless. So they're two very different, but they're finding comfort in each other, which I really love. Whenever she's shocked or really excited or something, her stitched mouth falls off and the stitches fall off, and it's honestly, please read it, you'll get what I mean. We do get introduced to more supernatural beings, which I really enjoy. Like, she's got like a brother and like best friends who she calls all the time, which is very funny. But we also find out more backstory about the Sano family and their history with cursed creatures. Oh, I hope I'm selling this to you because it is a goodie. Now we are on to the seinen, one of my favorite reads. Like, this is in the top 2 of the reads of this video, and it is Yakuza Fiancé. This has just turned into an anime and it's releasing weekly. I haven't watched the anime. I didn't take it that seriously because I read that the male lead is a bit of a red flag. So I was like, no, I'm not really interested in that. Heard he sleeps around, so I was like, meh. However, with all of the hype with the animation and it making the rounds on socials again, I was like, I feel like I'm missing out. So I read it. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And don't get me wrong, the male lead is a red flag, but you understand why he's a red flag and you end up loving him. I do. So this is a psychological drama Yakuza romance, and Yakuza I meant, not Yakuza. So sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, even with the correction, but it basically means like gangsters, mobs, etc. Like the mafia vibe. So it's like a mafia romance situation. It is ongoing. There's 8 volumes and I am up to date. So what is the story about? It follows our girl, Yoshino, and she is a some, and the someis are like a gangster mafia group. And what ends up happening, her granddad wants to make peace with another mafia group who are based in Tokyo. And in order to have this peace, this treaty, he decides to set an arranged marriage with his granddaughter and a member of this other mafia group. So then she ends up moving to Tokyo and like trial getting to know our male lead, who is called Kirishima. This guy is a psycho. I'm telling you now, he is crazy as F. There's some screws loose. Definitely. Now, Yoshino, our female lead, she is very strong, she's independent, and she really does stand on her own 2 feet. She doesn't take crap. This is why I don't see the guy as bad as everyone makes him out to be, because the situation why everyone doesn't like him is he sleeps around, even though he says he loves her. He's like, I really love you, blah, 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 blah. But she's like, well, I don't care about you. You can sleep around, you can do what you want. I don't care, I'm just trying this out for a year. So he's then like, oh, okay then, well, I'm gonna sleep around. And he also does sleep around to get some intel. But either or, she knows about the situation and she doesn't care enough yet. Like, so I don't find it very, very bad yet. If they end up professing their love for each other, let me scratch that, because he's already professed his love to her. If she professed her love to him and then he kept sleeping around, I'd have an issue with it. And now our MMC, he is not the typical love interest. He is giving me Firefly Wedding MMC vibes. Like psychotic, wants to kill people, will fight to the death to protect the FMC. He likes the FMC more than the FMC likes him. One thing I love about the 2 of them is that their romance is filled with a lot of tension and a lot of power play. Like they always want to one-up each other. They always want to like, I can handle this situation, don't you worry, because people forget that our FMC is also the granddaughter of a mafia gang. So she can stand on her own 2 feet. Like she doesn't need to be babied. She levels up very quickly from the first volume. Like you think she's a bit of a wet wipe, she just goes with the flow, she's a bit of an airy fairy girl, but no, she is a lot more than that. To me, the storyline's not very predictable. There is a second male lead, and where I am in the manga right now, volume 8, there is another man that's come into the picture. I'm sure we're going to find out a lot more about him. But yeah, it's not that predictable, the storyline. The only thing that's very cliche with the gang kind of mafia mangas is the fact that there is a kidnapping storyline. Other than that, it's very surprising. I absolutely am obsessed with the FMC. So I would recommend this to people. I think it is like Marmite though. You will hate the MMC or you will love him. And I love him. Now, onto our Josies. We have 2 in this category, and I'm going to start off with my favourite, which I think, does it become above Yakuza Fiancé? I think it does. I'm not sure. Maybe they're level-headed, because I did binge 8 volumes of that in a few days. But with this one, I'm taking it a bit more at a slower pace, and it is Nina the Starry Bride. I'm so glad I finally started this. This has been on my TBR for so freaking long. It always gets recommended to me, but it's in the Josie category because I think it's originally a Josie, but it's won awards for shoujo. Like, I don't know which demographic it's aimed at. Leave that as a caveat, and if you know more about that, please do comment below. Now, this is a fantasy drama romance, and how many volumes is there? There's 13 volumes. It is ongoing, and I've just completed volume 1, and I'm entering volume 2. I'm literally going to read it as soon as I've done filming and editing this. I'm going to be reading it because I am becoming obsessed already. Obviously, Nina is our main character, and she is this orphan girl living on the streets with pinkish blonde hair and beautiful blue eyes. The princess of this kingdom dies, and they don't want anyone to know about it because she is set to marry a prince from another kingdom to like form an alliance with them. What ends up happening is Nina gets taken and they're like, you're gonna be a princess, you're gonna be married off, and that's your life now, like deal with it. So her life gets completely flipped upside down. Only 4 or 5 people know that she's not the real princess, and she gets a bit more cushy and close with Azur. And Azur is the oldest prince, and he is the one that took her and found her and is training her. At the start, I was like, who the hell is this guy? I wasn't too keen on him, but I can already tell that he's gonna be a romantic interest. There is an age gap though, which I'm not too keen on. I don't think she's older than 15. It's not like they've done anything yet. She just really likes him, and you can tell. But obviously I'm thinking, is it a bit Stockholm syndrome? Like she's being taken away. Feels like she's been given everything and then she's kind of falling for the person that took her. I don't know. See, now I feel like I'm talking myself out of really liking it. So I need to not think too much about this. Now, Nina, she is strong. She is resilient. She is the heroine you want to read about in a good romance manga. And I am enjoying the way that even though she's now in this royal world and being a princess, she doesn't lose herself. And she's really impacting a lot of the characters that she interacts with. And I love that. We learn a lot about her in a really short amount of time, but I'm loving the royal side of it. You've got the queen who hates a lot of people. She's a big schemer. There's a lot of sacrifice. There's a lot of finding out who you are and secret identities. Obviously royal politics and a slow burn romance forming. But I have no idea what's going to happen because she is set to move to this other kingdom and marry someone else. So I'm wondering, is this other prince going to be better? Is he going to be the male lead? Or is Azur going to follow her and Azur's going to be like, I don't know, a second male lead? I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I'm excited. Oh, now we've got one I love, and it is a smutty manga. So I do apologize if you don't like smutty mangas. So this is definitely for 18 plus people and if you like that content, but this one has me kicking, squealing. I'm absolutely obsessed with the male lead and the female lead. Oh my god, they are just great. And it is a childhood friend, now a bartender, offers me potent lessons in love. Now this is a smutty childhood friends to lovers romance, which is done so freaking well. But I have tried to research the status of this volume, what the hell is going on. All I can say is I know it's ongoing. There has been 11 chapters, so it is a short one, and I am up to date. I'm literally waiting for more chapters to be released. And that's all the information I can give you on it, sadly. And it follows Kana and Mamoru. I love them. I actually am so obsessed with them. It mainly revolves around Kana and her issues with relationships and guys and men not respecting her and her having issues in the bedroom and men being horrible about it. I really do feel for her, and I think her worries and struggles are probably quite relatable to some women, maybe not to the exact same degree, but to a degree. And I liked how this manga approached that. So she has a best friend who is this charming, lovey-dovey bartender. I love him. And there becomes a situation where she's basically like, I want a good experience in love and intimacy. What am I gonna do if I get a new boyfriend and the same thing happens again? What he does, he takes his freaking shot and he's like, how about we just start friends with benefits? Why not? But he has loved her for so long, and honestly, he treats her like a queen in and outside of the bedroom. It's so great. The communication is 10 out of 10, and how lovey-dovey they are. I love it. It has so many light-hearted moments. It's very cute, and you really can tell they're best friends. You know, in some of these, and it's like, I don't know, the guy just wants to get laid and their relationship's gonna suffer. Like their friendship's gonna suffer if they cross that boundary, and they usually have something that blows up. No. This doesn't happen with them, and the communication is great. When they start going out, oh, it's really adorable. It is a mature romance manga that I recommend for my mature audience. Now we are on to the final 3 manga recommendations, and it is the shoujo category, and we're going to start off with The Pretend Newlyweds, and this is a slice of life romance with a very unique art style. Like, it reminds me of like olden art styles. Like, it has a very gentle aesthetic, if you will. And how many volumes does it have? Oh, I don't know. Okay, so it's ongoing. I'm on volume 3. Like, I think I've finished volume 3. And I don't know if there's more volumes out there that aren't translated to English. My research hasn't come up with anything. So if you do know, again, please comment below. It's a bit of a giveaway by the name, but this is like a fake marriage of convenience situation. And our female lead is called Asahi and our guy is called Shichi. They don't know each other. They've never met, ever. Okay, they've never ever met, and she overhears that he's having money problems because he runs his late grandma's goldfish shop. So sells loads of fish and goldfish, and he's in this community center or something asking for like a money loan. She overhears him and is like, if you agree to marry me, I'll find you money and I'll help you out to keep the store going. So he instantly is like, hell to the yeah, I will marry you. And from the get-go, they have a lot of rules. So it's like, we both have to do the bins. You do breakfast this day, and I'll do dinner this day. We can't go in each other's rooms. We have to keep our private lives private, etc. So they've got a lot of rules, mainly due to our male lead, who is a bit of a stick in the mud. He's very recluse, keeps himself to himself, whereas she is that ditzy, cute, like very clumsy character who does want to get to know him. And I'm enjoying it, but it's not that exciting, in all honesty, to me. The pacing of the plot is a bit off for me to be absolutely loving it, but I am enjoying it. The main shoujo guy that I read is that gloomy, like unemotional guy that needs to kind of confront his feelings and become more open, and he is that to a T. But let me tell you, he does open up to our girl very quickly, and he does it from his own accord and not with her pushing. He really is the one to step up in the romance department, and I like that it's not just the girl making all the moves, which was fabulous. It's cute, and if you want that simple story with not much oomph to it, I'll give this a go. It's very, very easy reading. Now, we've got the next one. One I'm absolutely loving. I'm obsessed with these two. I need more content. They are everything, and it is her relationship with him. And this is the usual shoujo I talk about on this channel. It is a school life comedy romance, which is so unique. The premises of this is unique. I haven't read it before, and I think both the female lead and the male lead are very, very like, they're standout characters because of how different they are to the usual norm of shoujo characters. It is ongoing. It has 11 chapters. I have read all 11 chapters, and we have Kaho and Takumi. Now, what ends up happening is Kaho really wants a boyfriend, and she overhears Takumi say to his best friend, I really want a girlfriend. I don't even care who it is. And she literally steps out and was like, hey, you, did you just say that? And did you mean that? He's like, what? Who is this girl? She's like, meet me tomorrow at lunch and we will discuss this. They go for lunch the next day, and she's like, hi, this is my resume. I really want to be your girlfriend, and will you go out with me? They both just want to see what it's like to have a relationship with someone, and they end up instantly going out. But let me tell you this, these two are so freaking cute and funny and can communicate so well from the get-go. It's like they've known each other years. Like that first meeting that they have when they're asking each other, oh, why do you want to be with me? Why do you want to even be in a relationship? They're very witty and honest to each other from the get-go, and I think they would be really good together, like if they ended up falling for each other, which I hope is going to happen. This is a cozy school life with a relaxed style to dating, because they're very honest, like, oh, let's see how it goes till this day, let's write a list down of all the things we want to do, and we can do at least one thing a day from our list. And it really is as simple as that. They're both very awkward, but he is more awkward to her because she says stuff and acts in a certain way that kind of gets him all blushy and can sound very inappropriate, but she is really innocent and sweet and doesn't know what she's doing. So that combo is perfection to me, definitely for that typical school life romance. They also have a really good friendship system, like we get to know his guy mates quite a bit, we get to know her girlfriends quite a bit, and when the group melds, it does in a really, really good way. I just need more chapters. I love them so much. And then lastly, we've got Fukakouryoku, No, I Love You. And this is a big question mark to me. I don't know how much I like it, and it is another school life romance. To me, it's nowhere near as good as the one I just spoke about, and it is ongoing. I think there's only one volume, and I'm up to date with everything that's translated in English. What are their names again? I've actually not got their names on my list, so let me quickly have a check. Like, there's not much information about this manga anywhere. He is called Senna. No, she is called Senna. And he is called, please, where is his name? Oh my God. She only calls him senpai. This is what I'm struggling with. Say his name, girl, please. I'm gonna freak out. Saku. Thank God. Jesus. She's had a crush on him since middle school, but never told him. And now they're in high school and she really wants a boyfriend. She tells him, I really want a boyfriend. I don't know what to do. And he's like, I can hook you up with a friend. They go on this date and it doesn't really work out. So then he's like, okay, why don't you go out with me? And that's all I'll say. I don't want to spoil anything. A lot happens within the first 6 chapters and that's all that's available. So this really is a very short read for you. And I just really would love you to leave this video and go and read the manga. Literally, there's only 6 chapters out, and come back here and let me know what you think of them, because he's a bit of a, I don't know. Is he a red flag? What's he doing? What's going on in his head? Is he playing our girl? Because that's how I'm feeling. But then at the end of the volume, you kind of understand his thought processes, which makes him seem a bit more normal. But I still think there's some stuff that's going on with him. And obviously she just really fancies the pants off of him. The main thing I love about this manga is her best friends, because her best friends are hilarious, they're relatable, and they give her amazing advice. You know, in these romance mangas, the best friends always give the worst advice, or they don't care about the female lead and they give her advice that is going to mess everything up, or they don't want to get involved. No. These friends, they get involved, they give her amazing advice, they are 10 out of 10, and they're funny as hell. So I'm loving the friendships between the girls, but we don't know much about him still. And that's all I can say. There's really not much more that I can talk about regarding this manga. I'm obsessed with knowing what's going to happen. I really am. So I will be continuing with it. Now, to end this video, I just want to do a quick recap of 2 mangas I've finished and a little update about another manga. So I've just finished You Are Too Naive, My Sweetheart. Honestly, I cried. I did. I love it so much. I can't wait to reread it. Nana, I think she's one of my favorite FMCs. Just everything she does and the way she is melts my heart. And then our male lead, Sudaka, he's a champ, man. They're both perfection. I'm so glad how their story ended. I wish we got a little bit more. It only had 7 volumes. I could have read 20. And then I just finished Getting Closer to You, and this was a manga. I don't even know if I'd recommend it to people, in all honesty. This is the muscles one, where the girl is obsessed with muscles and she ends up managing the basketball team. I love a basketball manga, so I did enjoy it, but she was really creepy. She was. I don't actually know how I made it till the end. She goes through a lot of character development, but like, I was never emotionally invested in the story, which It's a shame, but I'm glad I finished it. And now, finally, we have an update for Love. That's an understatement. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Volume 5 has just been translated to English. Read it right now. It is the best volume so far. I loved it. I literally read it so quickly. Oh, their story, Zen and Riza, they're everything. I love them. I actually regret now. I feel like in my ranking 150 romance couples, I'm adamant I put them in, what was the tier? Oh, what is the tiers? I've actually forgotten in my own freaking video. Adorable tier, but they are going in OTP goals now. After this volume, they've been promoted. I love them. Anyone else? I want that Riza and Zen love in the comments section. So I'm going to leave you here now. I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, please drop those manga recommendations and let me know if you've read any of these mangas and what you thought of them. So I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.